Hey there. Hey guys. Welcome. I'm gonna get my NC here. And my tea and development of things. Okay. So, going with what I was saying before, well, let me get my tea here. Alright, so going with what I was talking about before with some of these different leveling spots. So you guys, I had mentioned before that you have these one-off leveling spots I had talked about where you have these enemies that give you a decent amount of runes, and so what you want to do sometimes is decide what's best for you and your level to do, because there's going to be like a couple of other things that you can do to help you level as well. So what I'd recommend, if you can handle it, is instead of doing these one-off guys where like they're worth a few thousand for sure, if you can, another spot that is good to do is we're going to go up here to the East Capital. And what you can do is run through here and grab these guys and just sort of kind of do it. I'll show you. So like basically what you want to accomplish is sort of a similar amount of room for the amount of time that it takes to do each spot. And what I discovered is you'll actually get a decent bit more if you can do this spot quickly and comfortably. So you have to just try it, experiment with it and figure out how it works for you and what's best for you. But what I discovered is so I basically I was taking some notes, and what I discovered is that the amount of time it does take me about 1 minute and 10 seconds to get this far, and to do that giant's grave post takes me about 46 seconds to get that enemy. And here's the thing though, by the time I get to this point on this spot, I have roughly 7,000 runes. Now if I get this guy in here too, if I do this extra guy in here too, I get an extra 1,400 or so, something like that. And that's in addition to that about 7,000 that I get prior to this. So what you have to realize is that for the giant grave post, yes, it's less time, but if you can comfortably handle again this spot that I just did, going to the East Capital, where you're just taking out these simple guys, just a bunch in a row that I just showed you, those guys, you will wind up with more runes. Again, you'll wind up with about 7,000 runes versus like 4,500 or so from that one enemy that takes you 46 seconds, and it's almost about the same amount of time. So again, factor in the fact that each one of these guys, every other guy has a different amount of health. So factor that in. That, you know, essentially, all right, so like for example, for me, every other guy takes 3 hits. So then also every other guy takes 2 hits. So I have to realize that as I factor that in and not do too much. Otherwise I'm wasting time. And so like I'll switch to Rock Sling here, that way I can get this guy reasonably quick. And if I'm an astrologer and I hit this guy at the top of the stairs, I get him in 1 hit versus if I walk a little bit too far. So now I'll switch my spells. I just got 4,000 runes just for that guy. I'll just go ahead and do this one guy, and I'll get an extra, you know, 1,400 or so. Yep, 1,478, and thus I arrive at essentially more runes. It's a little bit more time again to do the grind, but the amount that you're getting for doing that, if you can comfortably do it, you could reasonably technically grind it faster than just doing that one enemy, because again he can hit you. It can be really complicated. With these guys, if you know how to do them, it's just sort of kind of like really basic, simple stuff where you can just kind of do it one way each time, and then, you know, like you can just really go through it a certain way. And then again, if I want to hit this guy down here, if I'm a caster at the top of the stairs, I don't want to walk forward too much. See how I didn't get him in 1 hit there? That's why. Sometimes that'll still happen if you walk a little bit too far. You really do want to be at the top of the stairs. If you're at the top, you get it each time. But it's not that big a deal. Just cast it down. So there we go. And that's my point is like, there's going to be other stuff that you start to figure out too. I would highly recommend you don't do the next parts. You just sort of kind of go back and forth from that point. If you want to, like if for some reason you want to keep doing these next parts, what I'd recommend, when you get down here, this elevator a lot of times will be down there. If you've been doing it. So what you want to do is you want to like pull the switch and then get these guys while you're doing all that. So that way the elevator's coming up and you're actually doing something. You're not wasting time while that elevator's coming up. If that makes sense. And then the elevator will be up here for you to write it down. But again, I would recommend the spot I showed you, where you just restart from there, and you want to go to east. That's where we started there. So like, again, it's just like those other spots I showed you, except those other spots are more for like if you're not comfortable with the game and you need help, you know, essentially just one enemy, you know, you need to handle at a time. But if you can handle this, if you feel comfortable with this, again, it avoids that issue of the thing I talked about, where if you meander around too much and you just lose your runes, you just lose like 100,000 runes, just like getting swarmed by guys by accident. Like you'll just make a mistake if you don't tell them. You know, and then like you'll come back and try to get him, make a dumb mistake again or something like that. Like so, like it's again a lot better and a lot more, efficient use of your time to make sure that you're, noticing these things. And trust me, this spot in particular, I will tell you, all I'm going to say is the game will reward you for doing it. That's all I'm going to say. There's a few spots you'll notice like that where the game sort of rewards you for noticing that these spots are set up for you. So yeah, that is definitely something to add to, you know, like my little addition to what I was talking about the other day with, you know, like those, like I said, those one-off spots. Again, that's what you want to do. You want to try to condense that into things that, like, areas that would be easy for you. So yeah, that's sort of kind of the help I have for you guys on, at least, you know, like if you're level. Oh, and also don't forget to make sure that you have, like when you're leveling and stuff, to make sure that you have your golden scarab equipped, so that you're getting more runes. You get a higher percent. If you're not doing that, it's the sort of thing where, like, it's just taking more time. Maybe I will just use it. Spot. Yeah, this is spot 2. Like I said, this is where I sort of kind of compare notes on various different things. And yeah, like if I'm quick about it, again, this spot takes me about 46 seconds. The other one takes me about 1 minute and 10 seconds. And the difference is, again, this spot will get you like 4,000 and change. Yep. And then the other spot will get you like 7,000, like about 7,000. And then again, if you get that last guy in that room, that's not including that last guy in that room. That last guy in that room adds that other extra. So it's like 8, you know, basically 8,500. So yeah, like I said, technically, but then again, let's say this guy rolls on the ground and hits you a couple times. You know what I mean? Like, there's gonna be times where, like, this guy will do an inconsistent moveset too, and he'll dismount you, or he'll hit you, maybe between the and yeah, the idea is that, alright, he's one-off guy, so you come back and you can get him before anything attacks you again. And so that reduces that danger. But that's the point, is the other spot is easy enough. That's the point, is that if you can handle that, it should be easy enough if that happens there too. You know, that's okay. But again, there, that's not really going to happen, because that's the point, is they're not difficult enemies, versus this guy could take you out in like 1 or 2 hits. So like it's just the differences between the spots too, comparing notes and seeing for your build, for your level, essentially where you want to be. Again, if you're not in the 130s, I would highly recommend just doing that spot at the capital. It gives you a lot of wins anyway. But like once you're with 130s and stuff, and you're up here at the top of the giants, then you're going to have an easier time. At least that's just what I noticed for my class, is that particular, that was like the level bracket where things started to get a lot easier in this area. And it seemed like I actually kind of belonged, leveling here and stuff. But that's sort of kind of just what I noticed, is that if you can handle it, since you are actually technically getting more here, even though it's a little bit longer, it actually kind of works out better. If you want to know the actual technical answer, it works out better. But you can't mess up too many times. If you mess up too many times and you're testing, you'll notice that it doesn't for some reason. And it's just because you messed up too many times. You have to have flawless runs to compare. See right there, like I wasted a little bit more time than normal. Not too anything too crazy. And the point is, while I may get hit a couple of times from these guys, it's not like that big guy is going to take me out completely. So like if you want a spot that's a little bit easier, again, this guy 4,000 right off the bat, and Rock Sling is just a one hit from the top of the stairs. Again, he's 1,400 runes too, so a little over that. Almost 1,500. So you can just kind of tell it's a little bit faster, and then also you can kind of stop right where you need to as well, versus like let's say you're getting closer, you could just do a couple more of these guys versus trying to go all the way to the end just to get another 4,000, versus like again when you're facing the one-off guy in the other spot, well again you'd have to, even if you just need a little bit more, you'd have to take care of him again and risk getting hit again from that guy, just to get a little bit more when he's going to give you that much more, and it's just unnecessary. So if I step forward, oh okay, it even did it there. Most of the time if you step forward too much, there's going to be one hit left, just cast right away. Just cast right away, don't waste time. And you'll get that. But I always run forward and get this guy too, because it's just so easy coming from this way. There's really no reason to do that. Or not to do that, I should say. And if you're doing it right, another tip for you too, always fast travel. Don't run back. I was doing that for a while myself, caught myself doing it. Just fast travel is really fast. Even if you have to mount after, like you're in that other spot, it's still faster because you're not running back, dismounting. There's no reason to do all that. You can also glintstone this guy, it doesn't really matter. If you're an astrologer, you can glintstone him too. But this guy, rockstone. Recommendation. Save yourself a lot of time. I need a little over 150,000, I think, somewhere around there. Get you once in a while, it's not that big a deal. With Rock Sling, a good tip to remember with Rock Sling, you can't use it in tight areas or your rocks, the outside rocks are just going to hit the walls. So if you're near a wall or something, just remember to move away from it. Or otherwise, like literally as you cast, the rocks are going to come up and go straight into the wall, and you're going to lose one. It really will do that. True story. Oh, by the way, you can rock sling these guys too. They're like one hit. It just is casting and it just takes a little bit longer. So you can do that too. I mean, at a certain point, I'm just saying. I'm saying for me, they're one hit. Like I know on my build is my build. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, like if you're doing it right, you know what I mean. I'm sure, you know, like other people have builds better than mine, and you know, like I'm not like the top build or anything like that, you know. But like, yeah, I'm doing a reasonable amount of damage, so you just base it off that, you know. I think I'm 150. I think I'm 150. Level 150, something like that. I'll check next time I'm... Because I'm about to level anyway, so I'm just gonna check. Here, a minute. You see the... you see the flicker. That's funny. That's fine. By the way, I know St. Patty's Day is tomorrow. A lot of people are probably celebrating it tonight, so that's why I figured I'd say Happy St. Patty's Day to everybody. It's Sunday, and since tomorrow's Monday, I just figured, you know what I mean? Like, who's actually gonna celebrate it on Monday, you know? So like that's why I was saying, like, I just Happy St. Patty's Day, and then also like if you are celebrating it on Monday, maybe you'll see this tomorrow. You know, Happy St. Patty's Day. You know, if you are, then great. Like maybe some of you have off or something. But I'm just saying, like, probably most people they aren't celebrating it on a Monday, right? Probably not. Don't know though. Don't know. I'd be willing to bet people are though. I'd be willing to bet they are. Like half and half. Half the people do it on Sunday, half do it on... It's like Halloween. No, you see that? You like how if Halloween falls on like a Monday or something instead of a weekend. Instead of waiting a whole week for your Halloween party or whatever. I think I need a little bit more. That's why I was doing one more run. I think I need a little bit more. I didn't forget. I know that's what y'all think. Y'all think I... I'm not procrastinating, I'm doing side quests. I love that shirt. Yeah, I was right, I need a little bit more. I'll probably do health this time, actually. I haven't done health for a bit. Just the one time. You know, just to do it one time again. It's really been about like 10 or 15 levels since I've done it. It really has. That bar moved. Yeah, I mean, like, you can see that it moved this time. Like, sometimes it really does go up quite a bit. It does matter. What else is going on? Yeah, that was like half my health earlier, right? That's all you do, man. Look how quick I have. Hold on. Look how quick I have 12,277 runes. So like this is what I'm talking about is like it just takes a little bit of, you know, doing and kind of like playing the game like a lot. You know? And the point is, you are going to replay the same sections, you know, over and over. So you're going to realize that when you do, you know. You can attack him from up here too, and then that'll automatically kite him up here. That's what that'll do. Just to let you know. In case you're wondering about that. Appreciate you guys watching. Thank you. I just figured I would do something nice, you know, do a bunch of tips and stuff. Since I just did a stream where I talked about a bunch of stuff that is not enjoyable for me about a game. So I figured I would spend time talking about the stuff that is you know, fun and you know, feels rewarding and all that. Because I love Elden Ring. Freaking love it. I mean, I like all the From Software games I've played. It's just I'm only sort of kind of now appreciating them a lot more. Like I said, a lot of it has to do with you know, actually like learning how to play. Where should I go? I guess I do need to do Rikard. Probably suck. I probably won't be able to do it. How many runes do I have? I don't mind losing that. That's fine. You guys saw my level, right? 152, in case you guys didn't see it. I figured you guys would just look at it. 152. 152. Okay, I gotta think here. I gotta remember this from last time, is all. I just want to remember from last time. Thinking. Oh, right, it takes health, not mana. Just instinctually use the... Oh right, I forgot to disable one. So that was the thing I was going to do. Alright. Because he's just going to cast this. Use the cast box. Should have paid attention to that. I could have had that too. I should have paid attention to that. I'm about to get some more tea, man. Oh right, glintstone. Phew. Almost forgot again. Okay, you know what? I'm okay with him using this. That's fine. He can use that. I don't think he will, but I'm okay with that. I'd be interested to see if it does any damage. I'm gonna grab some tea really quick. I mean, this room is freaking cool. Alright, let's see here. I'm gonna stir this. I'll be good to go. Ah, shit. Oh, string came off. Alright. Oh, my fucking snacks fell. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna have this ready now because, just in case. Like, I don't think I'm gonna beat it, but just in case. You never know. Because that second part is insane. It's not heavy enough. You see that? Like, up to his head? I have one healing left. I didn't move it in time. I got backed into this corner. I should have moved over there. It's okay. I held on as long as I could. I knew I probably wasn't going to get that anyway. So, maybe what I'll do is try to summon him in the second part? I don't know. I'll give it a shot. I don't know that that's going to work out too well, but I'll give it a shot. I chose to die. I chose to die. Because I knew as soon as I got poisoned, it was over. That poison attack is such bullshit. Like, you literally just can't avoid it if you're in a certain spot. I shouldn't have been scooped there because I hit him 3 times. I literally hit him enough times. That's what's disappointing. Is that sometimes you see the attack straight through his head too, and it doesn't count. So it's like that animation glitch we talked about. It's actually very similar to this thing that happens in Sekiro. Like, why did that down? You know what I mean? Like, it's supposed to be like 2 or 3 in a row, not... Yeah, like, we talked about that the other day where, like, I was casting and, like, because my summon was attacking him and he was attacking my summon, I was literally watching as my spell was just going through his head and not counting and not hitting him. It was, like, happening, like, multiple times. It was pretty bullshit. It really was. It was pretty bullshit. And like it was a huge waste of my my spell. Like that's the point, is a huge waste of your time. See how I downed him in 3 hits there? Like that's the point, that's what Rock Slink's supposed to fucking do. See? 2 hits. And I even barely hit him with the second hit. I did dodge that, but again, sometimes the animations get in the way of your dodge. Like the person that thought that my roll and my dodge was actually affected, like, I get that I can dodge further with a medium dodge roll, but like again, like it has nothing to do with that. It's literally the fact that the animation of him attacking sometimes interrupts things it's not really supposed to. Just like I said, where I'll do an attack and I'll watch it go through his head and not count just because there's some sort of animation or something like that he's doing. And that doesn't seem accurate. You know what I mean? Like the amount of times that I've seen it actually down an enemy that is attacking me and stuff like that completely interrupt their attack animation like it's supposed to. So, like, just to know that it is supposed to do that, you know? Like that. That's the point, that's what you count on, you know? The poison attack is too much. It's just stupid. It should be like one stream that you can avoid, that you can like dodge out of the way. I think that like the 3 streams where it's like out, I think it's just stupid. I don't agree with it, but it's just a personal opinion. That's why I don't like Riker too much. I like a lot of the other bosses. And he's just, it's unnecessary. Timed that wrong. And then because I time it wrong, I actually kind of want to just die. Yeah. Like, just because I started the fight wrong and I knew the whole rest of the thing was going to go badly. Just because I timed it wrong. Like, that's how, like, kind of convoluted. But, like, that's okay. I mean, like, I'm not gonna like every boss, you know? It's okay. I don't have to. way I get the cool one. Yeah, that's a cool one. I do like that. That's cool. Again, the poison attack is fucking stupid. If it weren't for the poison attack, I wouldn't have a whole lot to complain about. Probably would have beat him already. Like, the second half is difficult enough. Like, the poison attack is really stupid and unnecessary. It's my opinion, but I would, even with all these things added that make it difficult and stuff like that, I think the poison attack is really dumb, and it shouldn't be, you know, like a 3-pronged attack. I think it's just too wide of a net. And if you're gonna make it a 3-pronged attack, at least narrow the beam. Because it's basically almost unavoidable. You know what I mean? Like, there has to be... I talked about this before, like, there has to be, like... With bosses, typically there is an inconsistent attack pattern, so you have to rely on the consistencies of the boss's attacks to know how to attack them and know how to learn the boss. Otherwise, like, if their attacks are inconsistent, like I said, like if there's like a poison or something that's too wide of a beam or something like that, and you don't know how to avoid that, yeah, like it becomes, it's not, you know, like you're not really learning it easily, you know. That's all. You're just like it's intentionally really difficult to learn, and it shouldn't be. Something shouldn't be difficult to learn. You know what I mean? Like, I can't see where the poison attack is going. Like, that's all. Like, it's just too wide, and half the time I can't see where it's going, you know? So, like I said, if you narrow the beam or just make it one beam, even a one light beam, that's terrible. It's just that, like, again, I can't see where it's going. I couldn't dodge, I couldn't roll because I was running. All because I was running. Down to no healing. It's the poison. If they changed the poison, it wouldn't be so broken. He's broken. He's so broken. And everybody says it's a gimmick fight, yet nobody actually gives me a consistent way of beating him instantly like they claim. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, all the people that have ever come in here and say, like, to do something, it literally didn't work. My rock sling was actually better than the thing that they were suggesting. And so, like, that's the point, is, like, you know, like, it really is different for different classes. People think the game is, like, stupid easy with a caster or something. It's wrong. You know, like, it's not. Some things are more difficult to consider. For example. He's already broken on his first phase. His second phase, he's even more broken. And then the second phase, the point is, like, so many times go by that I don't even reach the second phase. I forget to actually summon as soon as it starts. Like, it's so absurd how stupidly broken this boss is. Like, I just can't... Every other boss in the game, I'm just like, yeah, this is fun hard. This is really stupidly hard, but it's fun, you know, or something like that. And genuinely, like you guys have seen me. I literally played the whole game on stream. I very rarely play bosses off stream. Very rarely. Actually, I did a lot of the easy ones off stream. And so, like, the point is, like, you guys have seen me struggle through bosses and think it's funny, you know, like die and shit like that. This is not fun. Like, again, like, this is just not a fun boss. It's not enjoyable. There is fun, enjoyable, and then there's this. It's just not. The fire giant, he's fun. I was laughing my ass off dying on him. He's fun. Yeah, the fire giant's fun. I still haven't beaten him. He's fun as hell. He has a second phase too. I don't know if you saw that, but, like, he sort of scooped me up anyway. Like, you can kind of tell I rolled, and then, like, he sort of kind of, like, grabbed me anyways. It was almost like I rolled into his mouth. Oh, I rolled there, too. Yeah, now it's not even getting it right. That's weird. Because I ran into an object or something in the area, interrupted my roll. That'll happen. Like, it's that temperamental. Like, you'll run into an object, and because you ran into that object, it detected movement, so you couldn't roll. So I'm just gonna summon. So I'm the one that pointed out that if he does that attack, all you have to do is run back past the red and he won't hit you. I pointed that out, actually. Again, it's completely inconsistent. He will never just do that as his first attack. You can't count on it. So again, like, you won't know what he's going to do. You just have to kind of hope that you get it right. That's why, like, I don't start, you know, like running back like I used to, because again, it's completely inconsistent. Dare I say it's not supposed to be. Dare I say it's not supposed to be, but honestly, since the first time I played him on stream, anytime after that, his fight pattern was inconsistent. Like it was essentially if I stream something, after I stream it, the game does have complete inconsistencies and stuff. It's bringing patterns in the game that it's not supposed to have. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna die on purpose. And it's gonna take forever to die on purpose. I can die by accident plenty easily, but it's gonna take like forever to die on purpose. Yeah, like, again, if I get past a certain point with my healing flasks, there's just no point on trying to continue the second phase of that, because he's stupidly broken. You have to have enough healing left. And again, I need enough mana too, so I can't not use that. I just can't. But earlier, if you remember, he wasn't doing that initially. See how, like, now he's just doing it over and over and over? Completely inconsistent. See what I mean? Like, again, like, his attack pattern is inconsistent. He doesn't do the same things. It's incredibly inconsistent. And so, like, again, you just have no idea what he's gonna do in what order. And it might be like that, but again, the very first time I streamed and played him, it wasn't like that. And then any other time after that, it was forever so inconsistent. You could never count on any of it being right. So, like, right now I'll run back, but he won't do it. See? He's just not gonna do it. He's just not doing it. See? He's literally just not. He didn't do it. He never did it. That's my point. He did the poison attack, and then he literally reached over to grab. He literally didn't do it. See how when you can see what he's gonna do, you can actually avoid it? Like, that's the point. Like, I feel like his attack pattern is supposed to be consistent. It's supposed to be like, okay, he does this now, it starts over, you know, so they just avoid it. You know, like, at least, like, start with the same stuff. But I could be wrong, I don't know. If that's not the case, then fine. I don't know. That's kind of cool. I just know that the first time I played it, it seemed very consistent. Where we could kind of walk in and each time kind of count on him doing that attack. Ridiculous to think that is something that you're going to learn, because it's inconsistent. And that's honestly why it's broken. It's not broken otherwise. Otherwise, you could learn it. Oh, another poisonal tag that I'm not going to be able to have any idea where it's going. Did you see that? How, like, again, he didn't do that attack except until I conveniently had the exact amount of health left that he would be required. So, like, again, how did the AI know that? And why is his attack pattern so inconsistent? Is he supposed to know these things? Like, is he supposed to be a smart AI? Is he supposed to learn and adapt? Like, is that what's supposed to happen? I don't actually know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just talking about it, and I think it's ridiculous that it's inconsistent. And the first time, like I said, that I played it, see? Now, conveniently, it happens as I stand there and attack the second time. So, like the point is, like, I'm gonna die again. I'm gonna die on purpose. The point is, like, he's very clearly doing attacks where there would be no way to avoid them. Like essentially the AI knows what you're doing. Where you're, like, running up, and because you've now done a second attack, he's gonna do another attack based on that. The game is learning? Like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. How... So like this is the sort of thing where you rationalize somebody's fucking with it. Like, somebody's I'm not, like, a theorist or anything like that. It's literally just, like, I just rationalize that, like, these things have happened at various times, and basically every single time I faced with this situation, I see an issue where I play it off stream, and it acts like a normal fucking game. And then as soon as I play it on stream, then we have all these issues. Now, I've been playing this for a very long time without this type of thing happening. Now, conveniently coming off a stream where we have Sekiro and we're talking about a From Software game and stuff where there'd be a lot of people listening, like, the game is acting like itself. So again, he does this, again, like, that's avoidable. I've avoided that before. Yet, for some reason, right now, it's not. Like, I literally talked about this for, like, hours. I talked about this for hours the one day. I talked about how all you have to do is walk in and kite him, and then he does that attack every time, so you just run. Doing this with data, so, like, when I install a game, the game has some sort of patch where it's like the game is not as big as it's supposed to be. You ever see that on Steam? And so, like, essentially stop, like, as I'm installing the game and I notice somebody had done something to upload files into the software to bug the game, I will remove that. I'm not going to tell you how, but I actually did this. I think they were trying to make that glitch happen where it's, like, stuttering and stuff, like they did with the other games, if you remember. I actually caught them trying to do that with Sekiro when I was installing it earlier, and I stopped it, and I had a definitive answer as to the fact that they were very obviously doing that. Like, essentially, this is what the person, you know, I've been right, like, all along. Essentially, the person is pushing data and creating bugs for games where the values in the games are completely opposite of what they would be. And I've been talking about this for a very long time, where essentially what he's supposed to do, he's not going to do. It's complete opposite. And they do this with essentially updating. Essentially, because they have my data, they're pushing incorrect updates and incorrect bugs, essentially, into the data stream. You know, essentially knowing your data and knowing your you know, like whatever your launcher is, Epic, Steam, or whatever you're using, they'll push data while you're streaming and stuff like that to affect that launcher, so that way, you know, it causes these problems, and then thus you see that. You know, again, I should be able to just run all the way back, and there you go. You see see how clearly it worked that time, but that's the first time, basically, the whole fucking day that it's worked, you know, today. Where last stream we did that, I was able to clearly show that I was learning the fight consistently. I could easily get past this first stage, no problem. And I was even learning the rolls. I wasn't even taking any hits at all until the second stage. And so, like, that's clearly what this person wants to do. Essentially, they want to try to make it look like, you know, I'm just bad at, you know, essentially the game, which is what they did with Sekiro, where they were trying to cause, like, little problems and stuff with the consistency. And then you see people come out of nowhere to say little things and stuff at various times, but, like, honestly, like, you know, you can either be supportive, or you can, you know, kind of look like a troll. And that's a lot of where, like, a lot of us are coming from these days, where people just aren't seeing this stuff like we're seeing it, where people are screwing with games. Some of us are seeing it. Why did it forget my target just then? Did you see that? That I'm gonna die on purpose. I'm gonna die on purpose. Because I ran in front of that mound of stuff, and his head was behind it, it literally forgot my target just because I ran past a bunch of stuff. So, like, that's another example of a time, you know, when you could... Yeah, and YouTube's causing a problem. It's actually not YouTube, it's the stalker. They're breaking up the stream so you can't hear what I'm saying. Like, they're kicking people out of the stream. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different alerts. And again, it's the same 1 and 2 concurrence we always see. I have 9 different alerts that they're shifting the bitrate around all over the place because of what I'm saying, because I'm right. So again, you know, again, to the asshole stupid trolls that can't accept that your game, like, can't accept criticism and understand, like, what I'm talking about, that, like, this is data corruption and stuff like that, that this has nothing to do with the game, that it's literally a goddamn fucking troll doing this, that this is literally a piece of shit troll doing this, and that's all that this is. Like, literally just people affecting games for people they don't like. Like the fact that you haven't recognized that that's what I've been saying since the fucking beginning, and that people can and are doing this. How many fucking games are breaking over the years and not acting like they are? And then people are watching, wondering why the fuck the game is even acting like that. This is the point. They are wondering. Because, again, they're seeing all these glitches, and they've never seen them before. A lot of these are very unique, individual, one-off glitches happening to just me and a few other fucking people. And they can't explain it and have no idea how to do anything about it. Again, I've been saying this shit for years. It's literally just people, trolls, harassing people that play games that they don't like. They don't like that person, and they don't want you playing that game. Now, if you play a game that they don't like, and you make it look good, and you have a bunch of other, then they're gonna fuck with that. So, this is why some people have made an entire channel out of, like, you know, sucking and stuff like that. This is the fucking point. It is like they recognize that there is a huge group of people on this platform and on the internet in general that screw up games on purpose. That's it. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Why? All of a sudden, as I'm discussing this stuff, that didn't happen literally the entire last stream. It didn't happen all on the last stream yesterday, yet conveniently, as I'm talking about this, and we know garbage piece of fucking trash YouTube doesn't remove stalkers that are doxing people and stalking their family and doxing their address and shit all over this platform. We already know YouTube doesn't do that. But the point is, YouTube will sit here and shift your bitrate around to silence what you're trying to say. That's all they're doing. And they've been doing it for literally years. They're just trying to kick you out of the stream so you can't hear what I'm saying. And thus I don't go viral off of something that actually makes sense. Okay, so again, it's just YouTube. And again, all the streams that sit here endlessly processing for days on end, and then to later on hear that the bits of information that I would have given you at convenient times are now muted, and you can't even hear those sections, or they skip past those sections, we don't have to wonder what happened. It's not a mystery. Okay? When I first started streaming, stream was fine. All of a sudden, 15 minutes ago, all left and right, they're just popping off, shifting this around all over the fucking place. And ever since 15 minutes ago, conveniently, as I was making sense about what I was saying and saying that these people do this and they are causing the inconsistencies in the boss battle, conveniently, as I'm explaining the scam that these scammers run on this platform, throughout the entire platform, for everybody they don't like, conveniently, as I'm explaining that, right then, we see this shift. Conveniently then. Conveniently exactly 15 minutes ago when I was explaining it. Conveniently right then. I have the evidence right here. I'm looking right at it. And basically every several minutes after that, just shifting it around all over the place. And this is the point, to kick people out of the stream so they're not hearing what I'm saying, yada, yada, yada. This is sad. It's really sad. Yeah, it's really sad that, like, somebody would sit here and talk about real, honest stuff that they've seen for years after being on this platform, that this platform does to harm people. And conveniently, right when I talk about that, we would see some type of way that they are, very obviously trying to restrict what I'm saying and put some sort of censorship on what you would say. And all the while claiming to, have policies and stuff for various other things that are happening on this platform that are illegal. They're not doing anything about it even though. I mean, imagine that. And then conveniently all around me talking about the inconsistent patterns that would cause these issues for people and break their games. But literally, we have evidence of games being broken and digital property being destroyed and stuff like that all the time. But conveniently all around I'm explaining this, they shift the goddamn bitrate around all over the place and start kicking people out of the stream. Oh, imagine that. Oh, imagine that. Imagine that. Yeah, the inconsistent pattern. Again, all day the one day, I literally just ran in, kited him, and ran back, and he did that first attack that he does every time. Literally all day. Like, the point was, all I'd have to do was this, and then I'd run back, and he would just do that attack. See? And now he's not doing it. Doing something completely different. I'm just saying. He did it he pretty much did it like that whole fucking stream. Like, I could see once in a while it being a little different, but like, you know, like you gotta count on that being consistent, man. How are you supposed to learn the dude's patterns? There isn't a pattern, you know? That's what I'm saying, like, that's why it's weird, like, when it's like all all the other things that happen where, like, it's kind of like, it seems like somebody screwed up the boss, you know, like, intentional, like, parts of the game, you know? Get over 150 hours in. Oh, now he does it. And then again, remember, that's conveniently right when I have that amount of health left. Did you notice that? Conveniently he did it then? I don't think that's how it's supposed to work. I don't think that the AI is supposed to conveniently do the attack right when your health was... You know what I mean? Like... And then, as I say that, I instantly get those two concurrents back in here. Why are those two concurrents just coming back and forth, back and forth, back and forth when I say various things? Why is this? Do you guys see that? I'm sure you see it on the concurrent counter. This is what I'm talking about, guys, where I see this view botting. And then, like, all around these things happening. All around this happening. It's every fucking time, too. It's every time. And then they take it down to 1. Like, the point is, like, they try to shift it around to change what they're doing. Like, if I talk about it, they'll take it up to 3, or they'll take it down to 1. If I talk about it as a cap, they'll take it up to 3. If I just talk about it as 2, they'll take it down to 1. Like they just did. So again, like we see this person doing the view botting and stuff all around us, conveniently talking about these things that are happening, where it's very obvious somebody is actually impacting the game and the parameters of the game. Because again, we know the game doesn't actually act like that. We can count on those patterns being consistent, being the way they should be. I've seen it a million times. All throughout the game, playing the game. Just like when you start the Fire Giant, he does that one shield attack the moment that you run in at him. He does that one attack every time, and you can count on it. So why is this inconsistent? Because somebody fucked up the game. Just like they did for the game on my Xbox version, except that version is completely unplayable. See what I'm saying? So, you know, when we can start seeing the patterns and stuff, you know, like the same, you know, things, you know, like it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see what's going on, man. It really doesn't. And then conveniently, see how I got hit there? If you remember how I said in that first stream, all you have to do is kite him. Now the point is, because I said that, this person wants to make a liar out of me. So essentially they fucked up the game to where I would have to do an attack first, and then he would do that. That's all they did. And it's actually affecting how I'm doing these attacks and following up and stuff like that. Because it completely changes because I was learning the battle to the point where I, again, wasn't even taking a single ounce of health until the second phase. And you can see that in the last stream I did. You literally just see it. It was literally as simple as running up, running back, and then staying ahead of the attacks. I literally even said that. And so, like, this person became irritated that I was able to learn the fight. Like, that's the point. And that I was able to be smart about these things. See, that's what he's supposed to do. That. And see how I didn't take a hit because I ran past the hill. So that's what I was doing all stream on that last stream where I faced him. And that's the point, is his attacks are very avoidable if you start this shit. And that's the point, is like, he is supposed to be consistent. He's not supposed to do inconsistent patterns. He should start with that attack every fucking time, just like the fire giant did. Yeah, see how I'm downing him now in the correct amount of hits too? That wasn't happening earlier, remember? It was like having issues with that, and the hits were going like through his head and stuff. That's my point. Like, there's a certain amount of hits with that. It does change much. Oh yeah, see, there we go. See, that's my point. Somebody's been doing this for a long time. Like, that's the point. Like, I have to stick to my guns and like, know what I know is right about this stuff and call it out. Like, that's my point. Like, I know for a very long time this is what's been going on, and I'm trying to call it out and say something. And like, you know, like, it's obviously hard to show, you know, it is. Okay. I love that he's using this stuff. That's so cool. Yeah, that's so cool. I mean, it's pretty decent. Attacking me. It's like falling.
Now we can devour God together.
Yeah, he's a pain in the ass. Well, that was enough for me to essentially get to a certain point to know that, like, maybe I'll go up and level a bit. Now that, like, I've seen... See, like, that's what's annoying is, like, you do it too much with an inconsistent pattern. I can't learn the fight to know that I'm not at the point at which I need to be. That's my point. Like, I now that I saw the consistent pattern and got to a certain point and felt comfortable about the fight, I also was seeing how low I was on flasks and going, okay, I just reasonably don't have enough resources and stuff to finish this right now at the level I'm at. So that was my point, was I couldn't reasonably learn those patterns to feel comfortable to get to that stage to know, okay, enough times have gone by where I've learned this now, I've learned the patterns, I've learned how it works. Now I know I need a bit more resources and a bit more to reasonably do this. And that was the whole point, was it was very obvious somebody was preventing me from getting to that point where they were very obviously causing these issues so that it would be an inconsistent fight. And, you know, essentially people aren't going to notice those things, I think, regularly. And so, like, I will, you know, like, I'm the one playing the game. And so, like, the point is, it was just very obvious he wasn't consistent like he's supposed to be. And then you very clearly saw how easy it was for me to, like I said, not even really take much damage. And then, eventually, take him out. Well, the first time. Yeah, the first time, not the second time. Not the second phase. So. It's just a matter of having this consistency so that you can. Just like all these guys, like, he'll roll too. Now, like, I don't expect it to be every time. I'm not saying that. But, like, it was so inconsistent. You know what I mean? Like, it was never happening. Like, it was just obvious, like, there was other things that were happening that were inconsistent too with it. Like, that's all I was saying. That's all I was saying. And, like, I've noticed this with so many other things too, so many other games. Like, obviously, you're not going to rely on anything being 100% all of the time, but for the most part, there are consistencies to it. Just like I said, like, this guy, when you run up on him, for the most part, most of the time, every time you run up on him, he's gonna roll. He's gonna roll to the right, is what he's gonna do. If I don't attack him. Or even if I attack him and I leave enough time in between. Like, if I don't attack him again, watch, he's gonna either roll to the right or get really irritated. Let's see, now I'm not kiting him. See, he rolls. See, he just did his roll. That's the point. He has like a thing you can count on, you know? And so like that's the point, is like everybody knows those. Like just like the dragon. You know, just like if you learn that dragon that I was talking about, you know, like the dragon and those dragons and Dragon Barrow, the Dragon Barrow Fork and all that. Just like them, like if you get close to them in your first attack and you attack them from behind, what's he gonna do? You know exactly what he's gonna do. He's gonna whip his tail and quick turn around really fast. And so like that's the point, like you know you can count on that, so you don't stand close to him. You know what I mean? And so you don't stand close to him, he does something a little bit different, but that's the point. I was running up to that boss, and he's supposed to do that attack based on me running up to him, not standing there so long that I get hit by it. That's the point. That's why that's how the game works. Like, you have just enough time to do certain things. So when you can see that you have just enough time not to do them, something's going on there. That's fucked up. Something's going on there, man. You should be consistent. See, keep rolling. Roll. Keep rolling. There you go. It just rolls. That's up. It doesn't matter how many times to do it, like, that's the point, like, he's just gonna roll. And, like, that's the point, like, that's all I'm saying. You know, there's a consistent thing that they usually do, you know, based on what you do. You're like, obviously if I'm standing on top of him or something like that, alright, maybe he'll do something a little bit different. But that's all I was saying, like, you can count on that. You can count on, and that's how the game functions. I already said, you know, like, just like when I was counting on the stream the other day, with that boss, right? You know, like, typically that's what you do. You just run up, and then he's gonna do that thing where he gets under the ground and does that attack. So you have to run all the way back past the red, and you've just enough time to do it before he gets it off. And that's the point. If you have to attack him and do something extra, he'll get it on you every time. So why would they design it that way? They wouldn't. They would design it exactly like I said, the first way, where there's just enough time to run all the way back and get out of the way. And conveniently, there's like a little red spot, so you run past that red spot, so you know exactly where, you know, just like a lot of other stuff in the game. Or just conveniently like a little marker for you or something, you know. Like conveniently in Dragon Barrow Fork, there's a tree very conveniently placed so that way that one-off guy that, you know, that you're kind of getting to get in some levels to level up so that you can continue on and stuff. Maybe the game isn't, you know, maybe you kind of suck at it. You're learning the game or something, so you want something easy. Conveniently, that tree is there to stop that dragon from moving. You know what I mean? Like, that's the point. The game has things built into it like that on purpose. These things aren't by accident. And so, like, you learn these things, they are consistent patterns. So I can call them out and I can say, look, it's not happening. That ain't working. That's not how it's supposed to be. Somebody's messing with that game. And then the whole time I've been doing this, and calling it out, where I know games don't work like this, I spend some of them quite literally thousands of hours playing them, and then, like, it's conveniently I play it on stream and it acts different that first time. It's like, man, how many hours are you gonna play in a game before you know exactly how that game's supposed to be? Even 100? Yeah, probably. So that's where I have to continue to remind you. I've been saying this for a long time. It's just now, like I said, this person has kind of been really aggressive about what they're doing lately. So you can just really tell. They just, you know, like it's nonchalant. It's not as much of a you know, in the shadows sort of thing like they used to. It's just, they're just kind of being nonchalant about it. You can kind of see it. Just like when I start up the stream and the game's like starting out all over the place randomly. It's a game I've played a bunch of times, never had that problem. Do all the updates, update everything, do all the normal fucking IT shit, you know, you know, like troubleshooting shit, you know, I call it IT, just basic troubleshooting shit, you know, stuff like that. And it still doesn't function, you know. It's, you just rationalize, you know, like, again, it's like, well, we know what that is. I'm not gonna say it again. But again, just remember that the point is that I like the game and I'm calling out. I'm trying to show you guys that, like, originally this started as me just trying to play games, make guides, help you guys out, understand games, and understand how to play games even if you suck. That was why I did this originally. If you remember, the whole point was that I really kind of suck at video games. And that if you're smart about it, you know, like, there's just, like, fun little things that you can do and make games easier, and like, certain things you can do. And, like, the whole point was to create this, you know, kind of, you know, niche off of just kind of helping people understand that, look, just because it's a hard game doesn't mean you can't play it. Or just because it's Fortnite doesn't mean you shouldn't enjoy it. You know, or something like that. For some people, that's a 10 out of 10 game, and there's nothing wrong with admitting that. You can call it a 2 or a 4 if you want to. Just my point with that. Hello. My point with that is, if you're going to call it a 2 or a 4, have a valid reason. Don't just say, oh, it's a 2 or a 4, and then just say, that's my opinion. No, that's not an opinion. You didn't form one. You just picked a number and said it is that, and then didn't give us a reason. It's everything everybody does anymore. They just pick something and they don't really have, you know, and that's where I'm coming from, is I'll actually have constructive reasons why I like things, and so that's it. That's where I come from, is essentially just trying to make guides and trying to help you guys understand that I'm really not that great at video games, but yet I can still kind of, like, play the game and reasonably muddle around with it. You know, even if it's a hard game. And the point is, all around doing this, like I said, everybody that knew anything about data and how to use it against somebody and stuff like that, doing that, because I started like kind of pointing out that you know, there's a bit of some hypocrisy going on in the gaming world and stuff like that with people gatekeeping and stuff like that, and wanting to appear like games are super difficult. And yeah, they are, but then also not really explaining the little basic things that if you just explained this, it wouldn't be so difficult for people, you know. So like that's all. Like you just. And then conveniently, a lot of this starts happening, you know, when we start playing the difficult games and people start seeing that I am getting through them. And it's not like I'm getting super pissed at Elden Ring or anything like that. I love Elden Ring. I love the you died screen, too. It's freaking amazing. You know, the whole point is to enjoy dying, but in Elden Ring, you know, to learn something from it, to be able to apply that. And you do that by learning the game mechanics, the consistency mechanics, what is consistent. Because there are a lot of consistency. And so that's why I can call it out when they're not. I'm like, well, I'm not supposed to be like that. So you can see how long this is kind of taking me. Like this like kind of one-off guy. We're at 63,000 rooms. That's kind of what I wanted to show you. I do fully believe this spot is faster if you can handle it and you can do it. Like this is kind of what I was talking about, is essentially if you can handle this spot, I do think it's faster. You will gain runes faster. And remember your golden scarab. Don't forget to get your golden scarab. And I don't have... the glintstones. Guy, you gotta be at the top of the stairs if you want to get him with one hit. Oh, I need glintstone for this guy. I'll try it. It's so bad. Usually like glintstone for that guy though. It's just too long of a cast. I'll probably redo that. So yeah, again, I didn't want to give you guys the impression that I was like complaining or anything like that. Again, like the point is, you guys know, like anybody that's new, I've been playing this game on stream for a while. Like I freaking love this game, man. So like it's not. I know it's not something that's like it's supposed to be happening. This is all I'm saying. I've faced some pretty tough bosses, man. I'm trying to think. I guess I would still probably say that Fire Giant's probably the hardest one. But that's for me in my class. Because, like, I still haven't beaten it. There's a lot of mechanics to consider, think about while you're doing that battle. Because, I mean, initially, too, like I said, he does that one shield thing just like right away. To avoid that. Gotta avoid all the stupid fire he does. That's why I'm glad he is called the Fire Giant. So it's like, so it's kind of like a heads up, you know? So, like, I don't know if you can kind of tell, but, like, it's sort of kind of obvious that it's a little bit faster this thing. If you can handle it. It's just kind of obvious. I think it's a much bigger chunk. And like I said, it's slightly longer amount of time. It's a much bigger chunk. And again, you're not running to one guy that gives a huge amount. You have all these guys in between. So like as you get closer, you can stop sooner versus taking, you know, like going up to one guy. Like let's say you have like a little bit left to your next level. You don't have, you know, you don't have to, you know, spend all that time taking out one more guy, like a whole nother minute, taking out that big guy, just to get, you know, like a few hundred runes or whatever, you know. Let's see, I need to do it. That's what happens if you don't do it. But that's the point. Is like you want to do it. Like if you can handle this, you'll really notice that. I think, well, at least I did, that it seems like, yeah, it's just the amount of time it takes you versus doing it the other way. But like again, it is easier. It is easier the other way. And like I said before, if you really are a beginner, like I said before, if you really are a beginner, you still have Dragon Barrow Fork as this Grace Site. And this is again the tree I was talking about, where he just literally will get stuck on this tree. And you can even be on your mount. In the capital, you can't be on your mount. You can stay on your mount. And you can just endlessly cast this guy. But like, and he's really quick too. But my point is, if you're really a beginner, he gets stuck on this tree. Look. Stand here. Just get stuck. And then you just fast train back. And again, if you have your Golden Scarab, it's about, I mean, regardless of whether you have that, it's about the same amount as that giant. He's about the same. He's a little bit less. He's a little bit less. But he takes less time. Who is it? It's not him, it's this guy. He gets stuck too. So if you want another one, he's another dragon that gets stuck. He gets stuck on this. Just stay right here. So like if you want him to get stuck, you just have to stay here. don't move around too much. You will get stuck. And this is something, again, I noticed about this area, is it's like a grind spot for if you're comfortable with Astrologer, I think. Because, like, the idea is you can down him with a couple rock slings. So yeah, that's the point, is like, if you really are a beginner and you need some runes and stuff and you need a good spot, again, there are a couple dragons over here that just get stuck on stuff. So. You can technically get him stuck, but it's much harder to get him stuck. Because you have to get him stuck here, and then somehow cast from there. And you can. It's just, it's a much narrower... There's no reason to do that. So, again, you can do all this and fast travel back. However, you will find it is faster to do it this way. Oops. Just fast travel right back to the grave site, mount immediately, and start attacking. Just like you would do for the giant spot. Because if you have all that running in between where you're running up with the other guys, it's just too much of a waste of time. But you get him. And you can run back a little bit, so it's a little bit easier to get. Get him. Let's travel back. And mount right back up. And that'll be the fastest way, you know, like from these one-off guys, essentially. Where you just, again, you're avoiding the in-between of running around and stuff like that. And like I said, the purpose of doing this is that you are a little concerned about losing the runes in between and stuff. You don't want to do a bunch of guys and possibly lose them. So again, you just want one guy, and then even in between, he's facing the other way. So even if you lose your runes, you can come back and just run right back up and grab your runes and try again. You know, because again, you won't typically lose them a second time. So it's just the one guy. So it's the risk of losing them a second, you know, like for good at this point is extremely low, just because again it's just one guy, and again you can even get him stuck on this tree. So like it's just even if you can't run up and grab your runes right away, you just stand back and play it safe and still get your runes. So that's why, like, if you're a beginner, like, these one-off spots, yeah, that's what I was suggesting, essentially, is that if you're a beginner, it would be faster for you to do it that way, just because, yeah, then you don't have to, like I said, worry about the risk of just running around, running over a few mobs, and then doing all your runes, because now your runes are standing in, you know, like sitting in like some sort of difficult spot where, you know, like you gotta try to run really quick through there and pick up your runes before you get attacked by like 10 freaking guys, you know? It's just, again, it's much easier if, and that's why I said too, if you want to do this spot, if you feel comfortable to do this spot, this is a decent spot, but again, don't do it past that point. I think you're just wasting time if you're trying to do that. I think you should do it, like I said, get these guys. Every other guy has more health, so like I said, if you start like I do with a guy with 3 hits, every other guy's 3 hits, every other guy's 2 hits, you know. Just remember that. Quickly get this guy, 700. Come up here. And this guy's going to stop at 1,000. And then, like I said, that's a lot right there. Even just right there, that's more than the dragon. But even if you want to come in and you comfortable with getting this guy, it's literally an extra 8 to 10 seconds just to get this guy, who's worth another, you know, 1,400, 1,500 runes. And then you just come right back to East Capital. And again, like I said, if you're doing anything else beyond that, you're wasting too much time walking around. You fast travel right back here, you're not wasting all that time walking around. Makes sense. Once in a while, you won't get them, but it's very rare. If you do it from the top of the stairs and you have rock sling and you're my level, around my level, probably just get him in one hit. You don't have to do it that way, I was just having fun with it. Yeah. Almost time to level again. And before you know it, man, these guys will be one hit with one stone, right? Okay, thanks. Appreciate it. See, I was too far back for that one. I'm just gonna get a few more guys from down here. Go. I think that's enough, right? Oh no, I need 158. Well, this is exactly what I was talking about, actually. You can just fast travel and then get a couple more guys. Alright. So there we go. 159. That's enough, obviously. There we go. Okay, so now I'll go ahead and unlock. And I'm gonna go mine points this time. Mine points. And you see, this time the mine points, this is what you have to kind of pay attention to too. Other things level up, other things sometimes too. So like, mine points won't always affect your magic, but this time, oh yeah, this time it did. But you know, obviously focus points, you know, mana is obviously what we're going for mainly. But it's cool to once in a while see that stat get affected too. Like the additional stats and stuff for various reasons. Yeah. Yep. Way more effective. Yeah, and you can already see the results of the level. Doing a little bit more damage. Just a little bit more. Not extra magic. So yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah, pretty much covers what I wanted to talk about with this. Yeah, I think that's about pretty much what I wanted to cover with that. Yeah, just don't forget that sometimes it's going to depend. You know, obviously things change depending on your build too. So the spot that you choose to kind of like get some leveling done and stuff like that can obviously be impacted by your build and what's easy for you to do. Because you want it easy because you want to do it quickly, not necessarily just because it's easy. If that makes sense too. You want it to be, like you want to get the most out of the time you're putting into it. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate the offer to make like banners, overlays, all that stuff. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Appreciate everybody watching the stream. Thank you so much. Happy St. Patty's Day, everybody. Take care.